were a very, very young Cat1 ref. So,
Yeah. I think I was the youngest female. I think actually the youngest, probably after Heinrich, I was the youngest SAPF uh,
y- uh,
ref to get their
Cat1.
Cat 1.
Sure, that's epic. That's epic. So, guys,
Yeah.
we are here live with Megan D-Mite. I misspoke. Yeah, I did the whole mic there. I'll change that quickly. Leighton, not Leighton, for your own safety's sake. I learned that from your mom.
Thank you.
Leighton, not Leighton. It's like with Ingle and Angel. It's a little bit, there we go.
Mm,
So, yeah, correct. So, Meg, welcome to Coffee and Conversations with Champions. You probably can have coffee. I have an empty cup because we have load shedding. So,
oh, I'm sorry.
it's
I don't have
okay.
coffee either,
Yeah.
so you're
Uh,
alone. You're not alone.
yeah, okay, cool. How epic was Sun City? It was like 10 days with power. It was the most amazing thing.
I
So,
know.
yeah.
I could actually get some work done.
Cray, cray. Yeah. So we're speaking to you live from Malta. Can you give us a little bit of a rundown on where you are, what's going on, and what the story is?
Mm. We are at the World Powerlifting Championships, the Classic Open Championships. We're at the Intercontinental Hotel. It's an amazing venue. The competition's been set up so well. There's 8 warm-up racks, a beautiful platform, and stadium for us to sit and watch the lifting in and compete in. It's really a stunning venue. We couldn't ask for more.
Awesome. What's the food like?
Stunning. I
Oh,
haven't had a bad meal.
okay. Even better. Fantastic. So, Meg, give us, I mean, like you've been lifting for a long time. You're one of the pillars of the South African powerlifting community. You're a coach, you're an athlete, you're a Cat1 ref, a dog mom, and half of a powerlifting power couple. So, can you give us a little bit of your background and sort of what got you into the sport?
Cool. I've been lifting for 11 years now. I started when I was 16, and I got into
And you
powerlifting
still
through
look
a friend of
16.
mine.
Sorry,
Thanks. I'll take that.
you
Right now, I'll
do.
take that.
Yeah.
Don't feel it. Yeah, so I was actually doing kickboxing, and my coach there, Esther, was doing powerlifting with Rodney, and she took me along for a training session when I was still in school. And I think I deadlifted in my first session, maybe did like 60 kilos or something. Absolutely fell in love with it. Rodney got me into a comp, I think like less than 3 months
Oops.
later,
Right. Hang on.
and
Yeah.
and I was hooked.
Oh, awesome. Sorry, I just I was switching you to your own screen, but I realized I haven't added you on the camera there. So give me one sec. Okay, cool. I mean, what did powerlifting mean for you when you started with it?
So I had no idea what it was.
Mm,
I I mean I wasn't a sporty kid at all. I never really enjoyed school sports, or thought of myself as an active kid. So when I was introduced to powerlifting, I had absolutely no no clue about it. And what I liked from the offset was that it was so different to what I thought sport was supposed to be like. It wasn't so focused on aesthetics, or your sporting history up until the point that you start powerlifting. I really started with zero experience in that realm, or in the sporting world, and I was able to do it quite well. Understand how to improve my technique and how to listen to a coach. And I really enjoy that it wasn't focusing on like what my body looks like, but what my body could do, and how strong I could be, and how I could push myself, push my mind, instead of the normal things that people are generally training for in the gym.
100%. I mean, it is really about what you can do, not what you look like. And if we stay on that point, what have you seen the sport do for your athletes? You're a coach now. You bring multiple athletes to platform. You've coached coaches. What have you seen it do? I think particularly also for ladies in terms of body image and understanding what their body really can be used for, rather than just worrying about what it looks like.
Yeah, I think it's phenomenal. I see a lot of ladies coming into the gym with certain goals, or I don't even think they're their own goals. They're the
Mm.
goals that society has told them they should have, with regards to training and nutrition, or what they're supposed to be doing in the gym. And powerlifting changes the narrative. It's teaching them how to just be confident in their own skin, and how to be confident in what they can do, what these new powerlifting skills that they have. Um, it teaches them how to command a space, and how to take up space in a room that's generally occupied by men, whether it's a gym or the workplace, or whatever other environments they get into. It's definitely helped my confidence tenfold. I mean, I still don't love commercial gyms, but I feel a lot more confident in any endeavor, and it's all thanks to the sport.
I think as a coach, when you see a new athlete that you're bringing to platform achieve their goal, pass their numbers, or get their lifts in, what does that mean to you, and what have you seen it mean to your athletes?
Oh, there's nothing like it. You, as a coach, you know how many hours they put into training for those numbers, what they go through in their daily life just to get to the gym. I mean, we're by no means professional athletes. We have 9 to 5s, and my athletes work really hard. They have families. They can't focus 100% on their nutrition. They're, doing the best they can. There are a lot of bumps in the road. So when a lifter gets to platform and they get a PB, or a weight that they were moving as a third attempt a year ago is now their warm up or their opener. There's really nothing like seeing that transformation, um, seeing how their confidence has improved over the time you've been working with them, um, but also just how their approach changes over time. They're not only getting PVs on platform, they're getting mental PVs. They're feeling more confident under certain loads. There's technique PVs. There's so many different wins in the sport. Um, but when we get to platform and someone has a really, really good day, whatever kind of PV they're hitting, or maybe a record or a medal is up for grabs. Um, for me, when I'm standing next to that platform, it feels like I'm doing lift with them. So to go through that for 9 attempts with your athlete, and then go straight into coaching another athlete, um, there's nothing like that adrenaline rush, and feeling that wave of emotions with them. Um, it's actually really hard to explain how it feels, but I would recommend it to anyone. There's nothing better than seeing them achieve their goals.
Oh, that's all absolutely awesome. And by the way, we've got a thumbs up, we've got a like. People can also drop comments if they'd like to say hi, or ask a question. Talking about that, like, who got your mom into lifting?
Well, me, I guess.
Yeah.
She she originally started traveling with me because I was traveling as a sub junior, and then took over the team manager role in the SAPF. And I think she really enjoyed those trips with me. I mean, I loved having
Mm.
her tag along and help the SA team. And then in 2017, she thought maybe it's not a bad idea for her to, try some training. She also hadn't been doing any kind of exercise for quite a good number of years.
Right.
Yeah, she started training, and she she really enjoys her training. She's getting into equipped lifting now. She loves her bench shirt. So it's been really awesome to see her journey and her progress. Makes me very proud watching her lift, and getting to train with her in our gym. Put her in her shirt. We might be wrapping her knees soon, so that's very exciting. And yeah, it's just been really special sharing all of these memories with her for the last 11 years now.
That's incredible. I mean, it is a sport that the entire family can do together. and we see quite a few
Mm.
families coming together in lifting, which is something special because of the age range that we can do this in. So, give us a little bit
Yeah.
about your background in the sport, some of your accomplishments, things that you've won and are planning on winning.
Um,
So I know I've got
yeah, I don't know what the future holds.
your schedule here from Goodlift, but we can talk about sort of the world's raw bench in
Yeah,
2016.
I won bench classic bench as a junior. Was I junior then? Yeah,
Yep,
in
junior. Yep.
2016. And most recently now I medaled at bench in Sun City. I came third. I was really happy with my performance there. Getting to hold 125 kilos in my hands was unreal. Really,
Yeah.
really, really good day on platform. And yeah, aside from that, my second classic worlds when I was a sub junior, I came third. That was a very special moment. Having it in South Africa,
Mm.
in Poch, getting to hold up the flag when we could still hold up flags on podium. That was really special. One of my favorite moments was uh, the year prior to that, my first Commonwealths. I competed on the same day that Nelson Mandela died. And we only found out after my lifting, just before my medal ceremony. Hi, Jax. um, we were setting up for medal ceremony. We were getting our tracksuits on and getting the flags out, and one of the other lifters from another country came to myself and the other SA lifters and said, I'm sorry, I know this is a weird time, but have you heard that Nelson Mandela just passed away? And
Sure.
we were all, quite taken aback. And moments after that, I got to stand on podium and sing our national anthem. I'll never forget that. That was a really, really special moment for me.
Sure. That's
Yeah,
power.
we've had some
That's power.
really good times on, yeah, good times on podium and platform. I really, really enjoy competing internationally.
It's it's a very it's a great opportunity to get overseas, and I think there's nothing really like standing on a
Mm,
platform with your country's flag over your shoulders and a medal around your neck, hearing your national anthem.
for sure,
You know,
for
or look
sure. No,
or
it's
looking
very
over at your
special.
mom, going, "You're not. You play the anthem."
I
So,
know. Yeah,
the fun of setting up
the,
comps.
exactly. The fact that she's been able to give me some of those medals herself has been
Yeah.
really, really special.
Hey, sure, absolutely. That's very,
Yeah.
very cool. I mean, yeah, that's just one of the very special things about the sport and around the community. So, talking about the
Mm.
community, what does the powerlifting community mean to you, and why should someone consider getting into the sport? If you could just talk a little bit about that.
The support in powerlifting is like nothing I've come across. Everyone is obviously playing their own game. It's an individual sport. You're on your own there on platform for those 9 attempts. But it never really feels like you are alone. You've got your team behind you. You've got your coach behind you. It is a really small community, and everyone knows what it feels like to be standing on the platform, trying to do your best on every lift. Everyone understands how good it feels when you hit a PB, or when something moves better than it did before, or you get a medal, or you get a record. um, and and everyone is just so supportive for everyone else's journey in the sport. um, in South Africa, I mean, we have a really small community, but I really do think it is quite close knit. I have friends in other gyms and in other parts of the country, and the same goes for the international community. I mean, I have friends here that I'm meeting that I met for the first time in 2013, and we only maybe see each other once a year, and then we didn't see each other over the COVID years. But when you do see each other for this best week in June every year, it feels like uh, you never left. You could have been living in the same state or province as them for the last year. So you make really, really good friendships in powerlifting. everyone has a common trait, and that's that we love this barbell sport, and we all understand it so well and understand what it means to each other. Um, and I don't really think anyone gets it until they hold a bar in a gym where everyone's rooting for you and everyone just wants the best for you. They don't care if it's 200 kilos on the bar or 20 kilos on the bar. They're just absolutely stoked that you're squatting and you're benching and you're deadlifting. You've got some steel in your hands. Um, yeah, my best friends in powerlifting. My whole life revolves around powerlifting now. But I wouldn't have it any other way. These people are absolute gems.
That's awesome, and I mean, the most special community. Something a little bit of a tangent I want to go on. You touched on a point now about the way the bar moves, or moving slightly differently, or you getting a PB in a movement. I think a lot of people who look at the sport who don't understand it just think you're getting under the bar, you're going up and down. It's brute force. You're just forcing it up, but it's far more
If
technical, and
only.
not even talking about equipped. It's far more
Oh,
technical. So if you can just talk a little bit about the value of getting a coach, the value of joining a gym, and more so than just from the community side. Why should people look at getting coaches, and the little bit of the technical aspect of the sport.
hmm. I think, I mean, anyone has the ability to squat, bench, and deadlift. And a lot of people do in commercial gyms. And I'm glad to see that. I really am. But I think if you are thinking about competing, or at least you're trying to increase the weight on the bar as the years go by, it's really crucial to have a coach or someone that has a good understanding of biomechanics and powerlifting and how everything works together. Um, because yes, it really is a sport for everyone. But you don't want to see people getting hurt. You want people doing things as best as possible. You do still have a heavy weight on your back or in your hands. So it's important to do things the right way. When it comes down to technique, when I'm coaching a lifter, I always, start from the very, very basic stuff, regardless of how much they know. You'd rather make sure that their foundation is solid before loading weights and just pushing and pushing. Um, Technique wise, you want to make sure that they're always lifting to competition standard. From almost the first time they touch the bar or they put some substantial weight on. There's no point teaching them one way, and then they get to competition and they're failing their lifts for technicalities. It's a lot easier just to iron all of those things out in the beginning, and I wish more coaches would do that. You see a lot of them just saying, "Oh yes, that's great," and not fixing things until it's too late, or the lifter
Mm.
eventually decides they want to step on platform, and then they have to rework all their lifts. So rather just teach everyone how to squat to depth, how to pause their bench, and how to not hitch a deadlift. I think like not. I mean, these rules were also put into place for good reason. It wasn't just to make the standard of the sport really strict. Some of these things are there to help you not hurt yourself, like lifting your head off the bench. That can be dangerous. Um, you've seen what hitching a deadlift can look like in certain federations or
Mm.
other sports. So there's reasons for these things.
100%. I think just on that point, excuse me, still fighting the sinuses. And you got a message there from Karen as well. Go Meg. There we are. Awesome. Your gym is quite a special place. And can you tell us a little bit about it and what makes it so special? What makes it such a home for your athletes?
Yeah, so Chantal Dutoy has made Barbell 1610 what it is. We've well, she's been running it from 2015 and slowly has started building up the powerlifting team. It's a really special place for lifters and general population athletes. Um, I think a lot of people have found us because they don't really feel like they maybe fit in elsewhere. We're not um, a bro gym. We are a really safe space for women. I think we're probably the only gym in the country that is run by majority female coaches. Um, so women feel really safe in our space. We're an LGBTQIA plus inclusive gym as well, um, and run by two queer women. So we're a really safe space for anyone who just feels like they kind of want to get into sport or get into some kind of lifting. They're not quite sure where to go. They feel maybe intimidated by male coaches or commercial gyms. And I'm really glad we've had the opportunity to build this space in South Africa. Um, it is growing. Our gym is starting to push the boundaries now, which is really exciting for us. We took almost 10 lifters to World Bench 2 weeks ago. So the fact that we have new lifters coming in, getting their Protea colors, that's huge for us. It's a really proud moment to take a new lifter to an international competition. But we also have a lot of lifters that don't want to compete, and that's perfectly fine. We just love that they're under a barbell, that they enjoy the process of training. It's their safe space. They come to us 3 or 4 times a week. If they've had a terrible day at work, or if they've had a great day at work, and sometimes they come and sit and chat more than they train, and that's also okay. But I love that they feel that they're in a supportive environment, and we genuinely care about all our lifters. It's not just about PBs and technique. We care about them as people. They're our family, they're our friends, and it's just such a beautiful community. And I'm really grateful for Shantz for letting me into that, and also letting me push the boundaries with my coaching and my future in powerlifting as a career.
It's awesome to see the two of you, and knowing I'll never get to that amount on the bar for deadlifts or squats. Then so
You might. Maybe you should come train with us, Nick.
I think I'll come and visit. How you? I'm in Senderwood. You just up the road.
You
Which
see.
you're 100%. So going forward, what is next for you? What would you like to see in your career, and also what would you like to see for our sport going forward?
For our sport, I'm really excited where it's going internationally. We we're now at the point where we're getting A groups at Worlds. The top eight are battling it out against each other. The standard of lifting is incredible. And with competitions like Sheffield and the World Games for Equipped, there are opportunities for the best of the best to actually showcase that. And I think with more media coverage, the sport is getting increasingly popular. And that's only going to help all of us. The more people that know about it, the more people get involved, the more people give back too. So I'm really hoping that in the next few years we have a lot more female referees, a lot more female Cat1 referees too. Getting up to the top ranks there, and on the executives, and are able to do some meaningful things up there. On a personal level, I have one more Protea color application to tick off. So I need to compete at a classic bench worlds at some point soon, and then I will have completed my Protea colors stack. I'm hoping to do that in the next few years, and then I just want to pursue the coaching, and hopefully still have the opportunity to travel with our lifters and see more of our team get their Protea colors, and be able to have these same experiences. I'm really excited that our team is starting to ask about doing their referee exams. and they're getting more involved like that. So I really would just like to keep facilitating that kind of growth, and see where we land up.
It's absolutely awesome. Meg, I know you said we had about 30 minutes, so we're coming close to time. But if someone approached you and by the current said, that's my coach, and a big smiley face, so there you go.
I am, yes.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, guys, yeah, if you're watching, drop a comment and we'll share it. So, if someone came to you and wanted to look for a sport to do or asked why should they get into powerlifting, what would you tell them? Why should someone do this sport?
I think community and confidence first. I've seen what the sport has done for people. It honestly changes every facet of your life. I would get involved because of the people and what it can do for you, what it can do for your head, what it can do for your body, of course. But I think the mental wins that you go through powerlifting are second to none. So I think powerlifting is a really easily accessible sport. All you need is a gym membership that has a barbell, has some plates. You don't need a coach from the get go. There are plenty of resources online, whether it's Instagram or YouTube. You can really get a good start there, and then once you can manage and set the time aside for a coach and to focus more on technique, then do that. But anyone can start the sport, and the benefits are endless. I'd really just recommend anyone trying it. We're always available. You can send Barbell 1610 or myself a message. I'm honestly willing to help anyone get started, and yeah, there's nothing better than powerlifting.
Awesome, absolutely. Just on that point, so tell us a little bit, sort of the gym we've chatted about, but you also do online training. So where do guys find you,
Yeah.
and where can they get hold of you?
Yeah, Instagram is probably the most central place. My handle is D-Mite Meg, like it's written there. You're welcome to send me a message. I coach a few people over the world, and also help our lifters with their nutrition. So if anyone needs that, they're welcome to send me a message. Christy, no, it is not. I will fight for Equipped. I love Equipped.
Yeah.
No, it is not. Equipped is alive and well, especially at Barbell 1610.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to get into equipped lifting, come give us a visit.
And I think just if we can chat about that quickly, it's a true art form, from getting the shirt on. There is
Yeah.
something where you need a coach. Well, I mean, you can't dress yourself in
Yes.
Equipped, but so
I mean,
tell us a
people
little bit
do,
about
but
Equipped.
I would recommend having a coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, equipped is hard. It is very different. It is super technical. It is not just throwing on a suit and you add 100 kilos to your lift. A lot more people would be doing equipped if that was the case.
Yeah.
But it's really challenging and difficult. So you do have to have I think, a different kind of mental fortitude if you're going to go on that route. But it's really rewarding. And what I've found going from raw lifting into equipped is it's been like a really nice segue because it almost doesn't feel like the same sport. There is so much nuance in equipped lifting. You almost have to teach yourself how to squat again, teach yourself how to bench again, teach yourself how to deadlift again. So it's really challenging, but I think for lifters that have been doing it for a long time, that challenge is sometimes necessary. I have one trusty bench shirt, Jax. That's my baby, and I'm going to be very sad when I need to get a new one.
Sorry, that's why I started laughing at seeing Jackie's comment coming up.
What else do you guys want to know?
Yeah, that's it. Come on, guys, fire the questions. We'll get mentors. I mean, that is such a. How many shirts do you have? I think the one
My
thing that,
baby.
yeah, that you really have to develop a hyper sensitivity to your body to know where everything is and everything's
Mm.
moving. So it's a wonderful, wonderful
Oh, for
way
sure.
to get in touch with your body with the equipped.
Yeah,
It's the groove is very, very narrow in where you have
exactly.
to
Your
move.
margin for error, like you have to know, okay, I've got 3 creases here. I need one less crease on my next lift in order for that lift to go up. And I need my knees wrapped like this. You need to know if it's too tight, if it's too loose, if it's, 3 millimeters to the left. It's really challenging. And you need a team for it, which I think is, again, where we see the community come to play. I mean, when we're training in the gym with Jax and Christy and Matt and Chantel, there's literally 5 of us all standing around getting one person wrapped and ready for a squat. You need more spotters because the weights are heavier. You need you need someone that really understands the the lift to help guide that bar out for you. There's a lot that goes into it. And yes, my puppy Griffin loves lifting. She loves sitting on a bench,
Yeah.
especially if there's someone trying to set up for a heavy weight. She loves that.
Oh, that's the best. Absolutely. Oh, awesome, Meg. Thank you so much for your time. We know you're under a lot of pressure there
Thank
at the
you.
moment. So, is there anything you'd like to sort of leave your audience with or to share? And before we go,
I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for facilitating these conversations. I think they're really important, not just for people that have no clue about powerlifting, but for powerlifters to also understand that they're not alone. Like everyone's
yeah,
feeling the same things, whether it's under a bar at a competition or in the heaviest sessions of their prep. Yeah, I think, like I said, this community is everything. So the more people talk openly about these experiences, I think the better for all of us. So I really appreciate what you're doing.
no, my absolute pleasure. Just I've heard it so many times from people about how wonderful the sport and the community is, and then looking sort of at the numbers of our community in South Africa and wanting to see that grow and develop because everybody deserves to find powerlifting. Everybody deserves to be part of the
Exactly.
sport because they deserve the joy and the camaraderie and the guys you're
Mm,
competing against are the ones screaming the loudest for you. That's the beautiful thing about
100%.
it. So we want to get this out
Yeah,
there and get known and grow our sport because it's a very, very special place to be. So,
for sure
Megs,
we do.
yeah, that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
I
Nick.
think the Peanut Gallery has stopped their comments. All right. Have
Amazing.
an awesome time, and we look forward to
Lovely.
seeing you when you're back.
Thank you.
Okay. Cheers.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Nick. Keep
Bye.
well.
Bye.